You Democrats haven't said anything in months.
Not one thing.
Nah. They can do that. How your girl?
Who, Amala?
Yeah.
I haven't heard from her.
I hope she don't call in. That was awful. I know, I should be polite and nice and everything, but that was awful. She wants to participate like that, she has to come in, you know? She can't be calling in and dominating from the phone. What if someone else want to call in?
Oh, you could. It takes more than you can have a lot of people calling at the same time. That is one thing about Blog Talk. I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm. I like Blog Talk, even though I don't know how to use it well, but that's all right. I gotta clean my kitchen and stuff because all these women from the Mormon women time out for women, they'll be popping by and stuff.
Why, for a meeting?
No, lunch. Yeah, all right, but I gotta clean stuff. I got time to clean things. Y'all clean and then sit down and have a look. Yeah, Fred, and then you know Robert Thomas had to chime in about being, good and stuff, and I just told him, I can't make it because I'll be at the fight, and all of a sudden, well, yeah, we should have this meeting, this get together at the fight and stuff like this. Where do you get the tickets and stuff? Talking all, you just talking smack. Yeah, I was like, well, we got your number so easy. It was kind of funny to hear them say that, because that was the original design of Men of Color Think Tank. Was a social kind of gathering type of thing, and just looking at different current events and problems within the city and things that you can do. That was the original design. It got messed up with the OCCPPI or something. That's right.
Nope, Keith didn't put in any money.
Huh?
Because he's talking about, Dana from Warrentown Teas only put in $10. But Keith only put in $10 too. Right, so Keith only put in $10, we can't pay for him to eat. I mean, I don't mind if he comes in, if they want to take it out of, take a little bit from everybody, but I don't know if we have enough.
Oh, we got plenty for eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we want to cover the bill, the people put all the money in, like you just said.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind doing that, but
I think Men of Color Think Tank is like, y'all need to be Republicans. You're doing it just like all the other Democrats out there.
Yep. Today is the primary.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, that's why I see all them signs out all over the place. Look at that, I didn't even know what the primary.
I don't mind doing that, but
And I hope old Bill Coleman gets in. I think he's running against like Connie Lukes and that boy Ross, I think his name is.
Yep.
So Bill got it rough.
I think Bill Coleman's going to actually get in.
Find out.
We'll find out by tomorrow, or we'll know tomorrow.
I hope he does. I actually want Bill Coleman to get elected.
Yep, me too.
I think, yeah, you paid your dues. It's prime example of staying the course. But you only got one side, so it's a big one though.
Mm-hmm.
Got one big side. And he takes it with him wherever he goes. Stakes it out, stands by it. But he's there. And that's important. Don't look like your honey's using that desk too much.
No, so that stuff just got there earlier today. She did do her homework.
She did?
Yep, she did.
Did you help her?
No. I know less about her homework than she does. I could barely help the kids with their homework. Gonna come to me talking about what's a subject and a predicate. I said, how the hell am I supposed to know? I know what the subject is.
Oh yeah, that's the subject of predicate, like the noun and the verb.
Yeah, but the verb, like, so she ran up the Rainbow Highway. I guess the Rainbow Highway is a predicate, and the subject is the she.
No, is that how it goes?
Yeah, because the verb is ran.
Yeah.
See how little schoolwork got me
Well,
feeling stupid.
That's the one they gave me?
Yeah,
She ran up.
the Rainbow Highway.
I think the subject is she ran.
Yep. She is the subject. Ran is the verb.
Is the predicate.
The verb. If
Yeah.
she would have ran swiftly, swiftly would have been the adjective.
That's the adjective. It
Yeah.
modifies the verb.
But the predicate should be up the where she ran to.
No,
No?
just ran. The subject is that she ran, and then that's just the adverb.
All right, we ready to
I
start.
think. I don't know. I stink in English.
Yeah.
This is Bruce from North Brookfield, and you are tuned into Truthit in the AM. Be prepared for some craziness. Let's go.
You know, would be closer to that subject than William.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he's a teenager, so now all he wants to do is sleep. Sleep and exist. That's it.
Get outside.
Hey, what's poppin', everybody? Today is Tuesday, September 12th, 2017. Thank you for tuning in and logging on, and welcome to Truthit in the AM. I am here with the one and the only. It's Tuesday, so you know he is in the house like always. Trooper Joe is in the building. Troop, how's it going?
Going well. It's going really, really good. I'm just kind of sitting back and enjoying life. Thanks for those cheers and those applause and stuff. And everybody should just sit back and enjoy some life. Even though we've been having a whole lot of mess going on there with the hurricanes and remembrances of 9/11, you realize that was 16 years ago.
You want to know what I don't like about that troop? I don't like remembering 9/11. Yesterday I thought it was stupid. This is why I think it's stupid. Why do we remember miserable things and bad things that happened in the country? Why isn't there? You know what we should have remembrance of the day we killed Osama bin Laden. That should be the Remembrance Day. Why are we going to remember the day when we got attacked and not remember the day when we actually did something about it? It's just like remembering people who died. Oh, on this day, Michael Jackson died. Why the hell do I want to remind myself of a sad day when someone died? Why can't I just recognize him on his birthday?
Because we like doing that. That's why we have Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's
why we have Veterans Day. We don't honor the veterans that are still alive.
We should.
Yeah, we should. But if that way, then, you know, we give them a meal at the.
Yeah.
We honored everybody in this just like honoring the dead.
It's like a bad relationship, Troop. It's like when you're in the relationship with someone, you treat them like trash and you treat them like dirt.
Oh, yeah.
And then once the relationship's over, you say, "Oh man, what did I miss out on? I want to treat them better. I miss that person." That's the same thing we do with these types of holidays. We treat veterans like trash. But then on Veterans Day, everybody wants to remember, or Memorial Day, I want to think about this person. They don't care. They're not here. They dead.
And they didn't like it when they were here.
That's a Democrat must have thought of stuff like that.
Stuff like that. Yeah, I don't mind remembering the event. It was a very traumatic event, and it's a historical event. But you got a point there, all that. But they didn't even remember it all that much either.
Okay.
It's like on page 8 of the newspapers or something. It's not even above the fold headlines in remembrance. The president come out, and have a moment of silence and stuff. And yeah, I don't know, but we certainly do like to remember the dead. They were all good people too. There ain't a bad person died, and I don't know, since Hitler, I guess. And they don't think he did.
Yeah, I mean, we should have a day celebrating Hitler's death instead of celebrating. They always want to talk about the days when people are born or something. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me remembering a person on the day that they died instead of remembering on the day that they're born. That's if they're never born, that's the day that should be most important. We celebrate superstars' death days. Oh, today's the day that Prince died. Today's the day Princess Diana died. Like, why?
One other thing too. With death, you don't have to bring the president.
Okay, so cheap. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes some sort of sense.
Yes,
now that sounds like something a Republican would come up with.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to make sense.
That's it.
All right, Troop. So today, I mean, I'm tired. Also, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to downplay it. I understand it's a very traumatic. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of people lost power. But the storm coverage, I think was excessive.
I think so too.
I mean, they had the reporters standing with the wind blowing their faces off. As you can see, my face just blew off there, Tim, and it's windy out. We know it's windy. We know it's a hurricane. We know it's bad. Why? I don't know. The coverage didn't. We know. It didn't have to be that ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It got to the point where it was redundant.
Yeah, actually, I think it worked against people being smart because people became complacent. They're just hyping it up and stuff like this. They're standing in a puddle that they found someplace, and they're standing someplace where the wind is blowing through big buildings, so it's getting amplified or something. Mm-hmm. So people stayed at home. Mm-hmm. They didn't give Mother Nature the respect that she really deserved in some cases.
Right.
And they didn't take precautions. Some people took precautions. I see some things on the news now, people in between two houses. One house is destroyed, one house is flooded, and their house is fine because they boarded it up and they sandbagged it around. The water didn't get in. So some people took, other people just didn't give it the respect it deserved.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot driven by the news media.
Right.
We look for death. We look for all kinds of.
Yeah, we look for. That's exactly right. That's why we memorize people on the day they died than anything, because it stirs up more emotions, I guess.
I get. They got that Boston. Is it the debut of the Boston attack there at the marathon?
Oh, good
They got
Lord.
a movie debut coming out about that.
Oh, they already had. I know they had one movie. Oh, it's coming on TV now.
I don't know if it's TV or movie, so I didn't pay any attention to it. It's like, I agree with you 100%. That was very, very sad. But it had some interesting points too. I know people might get mad. Oh, what, you don't care about dead people? I mean, I feel bad for the people who lost their lives, lost their limbs and everything. But the Boston Marathon, that terrorist attack and everything, it showed how people really react to things, from a very eclectic from point of view. Like, the cowboy. The cowboy was one of the prime heroes, and he was only one of the heroes because he wore a cowboy hat. And then he was doing everything everybody else did, but he moved first, and the cowboy hat symbolizes the heroic the heroic manhood of America.
Right.
Everybody's a cowboy. We still have cowboys.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, just I think weird, I guess. So looking at things like that it's kind of entertaining. But to just remember the hardships that somebody felt and the losses that they felt. There's other people making them same losses, them same kind of things, even more than what happened to those people. Not to cheapen anything that happened to the people in the bombing, in the marathon terror attack, but you know, if we're going to be righteous individuals, let's be righteous individuals.
Right.
All the way around.
Right.
Not just to somebody who gave us a moment of yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I just like to think of positive. I'm getting older. I'm too stressed out to be thinking about all negative stuff now. I want to think about some positive stuff.
Me too. I like positive, and I don't get stressed.
Yeah, well, I get too stressed out.
Oh,
I don't like getting stressed out, but I certainly do. And it doesn't help when we have, you know, coverage of things that it's not entertaining to look at floodwaters and hurricane winds as much as they put that stuff out. But my heart goes out to everybody in Florida and you know,
in Houston, I feel bad for them. Now they got the you know, hurricanes over in Houston, so now they're talking about septic kind of diseases that people can get from being in that water and stuff. It's like, of course.
Right.
The toilets are going to overflow. The system backs up. You know?
Yep, it does. So we have that going on. The Florida Keys, they're recovering from Irma. Houston is still rallying and reeling from the storm that they. What was his name? Harvey. Yep, Harvey. I was about to say Hector. Good Lord, it's just too much, man. Harvey.
Jose's still out there.
Yeah, and Jose's just chilling. Wants to follow his mommy Irma all the way back up to Florida. Yep.
So he's down in the ocean. If you just take a little bit of churn, we'll have lots to worry about there. Because this way,
yeah,
we busted up places.
Yeah,
it's expensive.
Yeah, it is, and in a lot of places they don't. It takes years and years to recover. They still haven't recovered from in New Orleans from the hurricane there. So when the levees broke. And
what really sickens me though is all these profiteers who take advantage of these situations, and I can't figure out for me why the price of gas at the pump went up. It's like, come on.
Right. Me neither. But it's no different than the people actually in Houston. Like, they knew that water was hard to come by, clean water, so they were selling water bottles for $45.
Yeah.
Cases of water for $45. Those people should be shot and stoned.
Should be both. And revive them and do it again.
Yep.
That's just to me, that stuff is just wrong. Now, if the news really wanted to highlight something, highlight that. Highlight all these profiteers and bring public notice to them. Put their faces out there on the newspaper. This is a very evil individual. He takes advantage of those at their worst moment. Put their face right out there. Let people see what they really look like.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
Right. So we have the storms that are going on in Florida, the storms that are going on, or that has gone and come and passed in Houston, and now Jose could potentially be threatening the Northeast.
Yeah.
So,
You can only hope.
Yeah. Let's hope. Let's hope not. That's one thing I don't want happening anytime at all ever. Not anytime soon, but at all ever. So that's what's going on with that. That's the Florida Keys stuff.
You know, but I don't really have that much sympathy for some people.
Why?
You know, like in Miami, Florida Keys, it say right in the Bible, if you build your house on that sand, it's going to get beat up.
Hey, that's what I was preaching on this. That was part of the sermon this weekend.
Yeah, and you know, people have the rights to live anywhere they want.
Anywhere they want, yep.
And I know in Miami, some people put their houses right on that beach, and then they don't let other people enjoy the beach.
Yep.
You know, no, it's all private beach, And now they want that, you know, a hurricane come and tore your little beach up, tore your house up, and you want to get relief from all the people you wouldn't let swim in your water. You know, so there's a whole lot of different ways of looking at disasters and stuff. Those are the ones I just look at like that. Even here in Massachusetts, those people who put their houses in Situate over there near Quincy and look down at all the other people who live in the Quincy area like we're so special. Yeah, you special to that water cup. If Jose takes a shirt, he's gonna wipe you out. And you're gonna cry and you're gonna want all them people you talking about to come and save you economically.
You better hope your house transforms into a submarine or something, because you're going to be in some trouble. You know what some of the sad stories that were from Irma, though? And even in Houston, like, people had to leave their dogs behind, and, you know, they can't take their animals to shelter, so a lot of people, they had no choice but to evacuate, and, you know, I might have taken my dogs with me and just not stayed in a shelter if it came to that, just to take care of the animals, but some people, they really had to make that tough decision.
They did it, and they had to make more tough decisions because you know it's coming well in advance. You know, you've got animals. Get out, take the animal out of state.
Right. So so they could have did that too.
Job too. So it's like, I gotta go to work.
Well, you can't go to work at the storm. I mean, if the storm
ain't there yet.
Florida, right? So in Florida, police now they're looking for people who left their dogs behind. They want to press felony charges against heartless dog owners who left their pooches outside. Left them outside to fend for themselves against deadly hurricanes. So this is what some of the people did, like idiots. They decided, they're not going to let the dogs into the shelter, but I don't want my dog pooping and pissing all over my floors in my house. So I'm just going to tie him up outside and just leave him there.
Yeah, that's a lot of brain power down there.
Yeah, those people should be jailed.
Yeah, they should.
Animal care and control officers were fortunate enough to scoop up 40 dogs, many of them tied to poles or left in outside pens. There's no excuse for doing that.
None.
But where are you going to put them besides in that? So if they would have put them in the house, would have been okay? They still would have been left alone.
I have no idea. I don't own pets. I'd have left them in the house, though.
Yeah, you have to do something.
In the house with plenty of food on the top level.
Right.
The dog gonna be shit. Dogs ain't stupid. They gonna go up and get the food anyway. He ain't gonna go be looking down at all that water.
Some dogs are stupid, but I mean, you really don't have no choice. If your only choice is to go to a shelter. Yeah. Or so let's say you're a poor person, and you don't have a car, and you know you have to go to a shelter. You live in an apartment, and you have a dog. You can't take the dog to the shelter, so you're gonna either leave him. I guess leave a huge, gigantic bowl full, or leave a bag of dog food right out in the open so the dog can get to. You don't have to leave water because you think of what. Never mind. But you have to figure out, well, you got to do something for the animals. I think pressing charges is appropriate. I don't know if they should be felony charges.
I don't know what the charge should be, but they should have to be punished in some way. Because you put the dog in the cage is outside, why don't you just shoot it?
Yeah, there's not an easy decision to deal with the dogs like that. So these storms have actually been pretty bad, and like I said, donating. There's a lot of places you can donate. I donated through a church. Only $10, but I mean, hey, I'm not rich. I can only donate what I can donate. So
that's all you should donate.
Yep.
$10.
Hopefully the Red Cross. A lot of people have been complaining that the Red Cross hasn't been doing their job.
Oh yeah.
Now,
I heard that.
Yeah, the church went through the Red Cross, so I'm really hoping that that's not true. I just hope it's something where people are just like, hey, we don't see the Red Cross, but the Red Cross is still there doing something kind of like maybe under wraps. I don't know.
Oh no, they said that the Red Cross were putting up their people in high-end hotels and stuff like that. Which it's like, I don't know what the terrain looks like, so I don't know if the low-end hotels were full with people already for shelters, and, the people, it's not like, okay, came down here to help you stand outside. You got to put them someplace. So I don't know.
Yeah, what are you supposed to? They supposed to go to a Roach Motel or something? I don't know what.
Well, the Roach Motel be on the lower levels.
Right.
Where might be flooded out.
Right. So where do they expect? Of course. Well, yeah. If listen, I would want to be put in a nice hotel if I'm working and risking my life in floodwaters and trying to help recovery efforts. What's wrong with getting put in a nice hotel?
I don't know.
I think some people just look for stuff to complain about.
Exactly what I'm believing.
I don't know.
We have to complain. We are driven by the negative. That's how we make our lives now. We love the negative.
Ooh, a Texas says, a righteous man regards the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. So, yeah, you're supposed to think about your animal. I stand corrected. Yes, very true. Think about your animals. Think about what you're supposed to do, what you're going to do with them, and, plan accordingly. My wife would make me treat my dogs like part of the family. So if the kids got to go and we got to go, then the dogs would have to go too.
Yeah.
So.
Think appropriately and leave the area. If you're going to go, leave the area. Don't go to the shelter where you can't bring it up. Leave the area. That's your dog, that's your cat. Take it and leave the area.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm glad I don't have that problem today too. I lived in Houston.
Yep. So.
I stayed there in Rita.
Yep.
Oh, they tried to scare everybody. It was ridiculous. Everybody went on the same route. And they only had one route out of town.
Right.
And everybody was on there driving. And the hurricane was going that way. I'm like, what are these people doing? I'm not going.
All right. Let's move on to the next story. Troop. A model is arrested for posing naked near Egyptian landmarks. Now,
But what do you mean near?
like she was standing like right there's like a couple yards from a pyramid. She would stand naked. The hieroglyphic things on the wall.
Yeah.
She would stand in front of a wall and pose, and she was naked. So here's the thing: she came from another country,
Yeah.
and it was her goal to go to many places around the world
And be
and
naked.
pose naked in front of, like, I guess the Taj Mahal, the Empire State, wherever she could pose naked, she would pose naked. So she went to Egypt and she decided to pose naked and she got arrested.
As she should.
As she should have. I don't understand why people think that their culture can be, I'm going to use your word, juxtaposed into
Yeah.
other people's cultures.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because you are free to do something in one place doesn't mean that you're free to do it in another place.
You're not free to do it over here. You just can't be naked all willy-nilly all over the place.
Right.
And that, please, people.
Texas
I don't
says,
even know what to
excellent
say.
show, keep up the good work, Troop. You're doing a good job.
I don't know about. I'm still stuck on naked people at the pyramids.
Yeah, a pyramid scheme landed a nude model. She calls herself a nude model.
Thank you.
In the Egyptian slammer. Marissa Papin found herself in hot water after being photographed at some of the most famous landmarks of ancient Egypt, Central European News reported. See that, Central European News. It's we got a lot of Europeans, Truth, that go around the world and think that whatever's happening in Western civilization is the same that goes in other places in the world.
Don't work
And
like
they
that.
learn.
Doesn't work like that.
And this is what she said. The last 2 years, I have walked wild and free in at least 50 countries. Rarely do I end up in precarious situations until April this year in Egypt, the sexy Belgian model said. Yeah, that's what happens. This is not Belgium. You can't just go up in other countries and disrespect their cultures.
That's their culture and that's their religion. There's still people that believe in all those Egyptian kings being gods or related to gods and stuff. That religion still exists.
Yes, you have to respect other people's cultures.
Yes.
Just like you want yours respected, you got to learn to respect other people's cultures. I know what I believe. I know what my faith tells me, and I will speak my faith, and I will tell my faith, but I'm not going to juxtapose it on everybody else.
No.
But this reminds me of another story, Troop, where cultures clash. A Florida man had his parents travel from India to help him beat his wife.
Oh yeah.
Police say. Looking to counsel and discipline his wife, Devbir Kelsey asked his parents to travel from India to his home near Tampa and help imprison and beat his wife. Soon they came, police say.
Crazy.
But that's the culture in India. That's what. Listen, if the wife acts up in right, if the wife acts up in India, then she gets
Yeah, that is
disciplined.
That's very interesting because they're both Indian.
Yep.
So they both know what the cultural norms are and everything.
Yep.
But this ain't Indian.
It's not India. So it's the
not
same
Indian.
thing. You can't come from India and juxtapose your culture. You can't bring your culture with you and expect it to be the same. And you know, he made the mistake of moving to America.
Exactly. He could have beat his wife all he wanted in India.
Yep. Would have been in
Got
control
some
of
help
India.
by the neighbors.
But so is it? So this is the question. This is the thing that I kind of struggle with, Truth, right? Morals.
Moral.
It's morally
Yeah.
wrong for what they did here, but it's not morally wrong for what they did if they would have done it in India.
Moral. See, morals is something that people say what is good and what is bad. Because if the age old question, is it morally all right to murder?
Yes.
Yeah, in some countries it is. It's
Yes.
accepted. In this country, it's not accepted. Murder is not an accepted way of punishment.
Oh,
And
wait till God returns.
But then again, it is an accepted way of punishment.
Yeah,
It
because they
depends
got
upon
capital
what-
murder.
Yeah, it depends upon how you define the word murder and how you define all those little nuances that's going to be coming around with murder. Is it all right to walk up and shoot somebody in the head? Not
Nope.
in this country.
Not in this country, but in other countries.
I don't know.
If you try to steal something, it's good for them to chop your hand off. But this is the arrogance, I think, of America. How do we determine what's morally right and what's morally wrong for other places?
Because we think we can. We're arrogant.
Arrogant.
We're totally arrogant. Like with North Korea.
Yep.
Is North Korea right? I don't know. Because I don't think in those areas about nuclear war and nuclear. To me, nuclear war it's all over. Okay.
Yeah, there's no winners.
Yeah, that's
There's
it.
no winners.
It's the dumbest thing in the world to do is go blowing up everybody because there's no one to pat you on the back and say, look how good you are. But is it the right of the United States to tell North Korea you can't go after nuclear weapons?
I don't see. I guess because there was a treaty signed with the United Nations where every country had to adhere to these
North
rules.
Korea never lost their war.
Right. They did it.
They didn't do any signing of treaties and stuff.
Right. They did it.
We still got a buffer force down there in North Korea. It's ridiculous. I think for us to just go in there, tell North Korea you can't do this, and if you're going to do this, then we're going to put all these sanctions on you, and then look at China and Russia and say, hey, you guys have to impose the sanctions.
There is another threat from North Korea that over the weekend that there will be terrible and grave ramifications if these next set of sanctions go through. And I think they already approved. Well, they approved some of the sanctions.
Yeah.
U.S. wanted more.
Oh, they wanted to stop all the oil flows and all the textile flow. And yeah, it's fine for the U.S.
Yeah.
We don't deal with them.
Right.
Russia and China said, whoa, we deal with these people.
Yep.
You know, so we're not doing, and we want them to enforce it.
Right. But so on Saturday, desperate to save herself, Kelsey's wife, Silky Gind, called her parents in India so that they could contact local authorities and help launch her rescue, and so they did. It was that phone call that led to a knock on the door by deputies from the county sheriff's office at the home, and where they shared with their 1-year-old daughter. But at around 6:30, the knocks first went unanswered. The sheriff's office told officials that Gain 33 eventually came to the door and screamed for the deputy to save her and her child. Deputies forced the door open only to find Debir Kelsey, 33, straining to push the door closed. Officials found Kelsey's parents, Jabir and Bundapur, in the home as well. Investigators say now that Delby Kelsey has complained about his wife's disobedience to his parents, who left her home in Punjab to hold Gain against her will at the home in Riverview, Florida. Meanwhile, the beatings continued, and deputies described game as badly beaten and bruised over her entire body. That's what I was looking for because I was looking to see if she was actually
beat up.
Beat up, and allegedly she was. I thought. I was thinking when I was reading that oh, she was just opening the door and saying come save me before anything happens, and maybe nothing was happening at all. But because that's the argument you could have used. Maybe his parents just came just to visit or something.
I
But
don't know,
no,
but
she's bruised up.
she's all beat up and everything, and she had no place to go. She called her people back in India.
Yep, her family. Yep.
But it's like, call the police here. They live down the street. call the police in Tampa. You come to this country and everybody's coming to this country for the same reason. I don't think there's anybody who's not coming for the same reason.
To get away with murder?
Maybe. But, to make money.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's legal money or illegal money. I'm not putting that on it. But everybody's coming here for the American dream to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that's why those people in India came here to make money. Might be first to make education so that they can make money.
Yeah.
But she married a guy from India and came with him. They got their own little cultural norms that they adhere to. But when you come to this country, now you got to fall in lockstep with the laws.
Yep.
And the law says that you can't be beating up your wife and locking them in a house. You can't do that. Because in this country, everybody has the rights of freedom of individuality. So you can't do that.
Nope, you
but
can't.
It's even crazier stuff going on. And now, I think this guy in Texas, in Dallas, where he shot 8 people, killed 8 people.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
people.
did hear about that.
Watching the Cowboys game. What were you, a Giant fan? I don't know what they were.
Giants fan or a Redskins fan once. Let me look that story up because I did hear about that one, but that's not one of the stories that I did.
No, they put it on the back page. It's just like, look, he killed 8 people in one sitting in the house. Don't you think that deserves a little bit more than just being relegated to the back of the pages? I guess we become so desensitized towards death that nobody cares.
Mm-hmm. And did they say it was over a football game?
No, they didn't say what it was over. Nobody knows what it's over. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And he killed 7 people, but they were all there watching the football game.
8 shot dead at Texas football watch party.
Yeah.
Gunman was also killed. Let me see. We'll go with. I should have went with that one. Police say one of the people hospitalized after Sunday night has died, bringing the total killed to 9, including the suspect who was fatally shot by police. Plano Police Chief Gregory W. Russian said Monday afternoon that one of the 2 people who initially survived the shooting had died. An officer responding to reports of shots fired at about 8 p.m. Sunday confronted the suspected shooter and opened fire, killing the suspect. Police then found 9 gunshot victims. 7 were dead, some in the home and some in the backyard. The victims had gathered at the home for a cookout and had planned to watch football. You see, if they would have did the Kaepernick thing and not watch football, this would have been avoided. Russian said the officer who responded heard gunshots, saw the victims down, and knew instantly what was going on. Russian said the police officer showed bravery when he entered the home. So they have no idea what this was from, like what caused this man to go off yet. But there were survivors.
But that's nuts.
Very nuts.
And it's like, makes me think nobody should own guns. Just like, what do you mean that was a touchdown? It starts killing everybody. I'll show you a touchdown.
Right. True. I don't know what to say. That's insanity for a man to just shoot 8 people at his party. I don't know whether they were not listening to his rules or
I don't know if it was his party or he was just a guest.
Get
or
right.
Maybe he was a neighbor. I had no idea. That's the whole thing. The news isn't saying anything. This was on the back pages.
Yep.
It's like, bro, this is stuff that's really important, seeing as everybody's always talking about gun rights and and people shooting on guns and all these kind of things like this. And this is people. This is just real nuts. This is, I don't know if they're white, black, green, but it's madness no matter what color they are. It's like these are things that you have to look at and say, is our society really this savage that you can't even have a cookout anymore?
All the adults those adults killed and injured were believed to be adults in their 20s and 30s. Russians said the shooter used multiple types of firearms, so he didn't even use one gun. He had a whole bunch of other ones to switch from.
So was he not invited and got mad?
I don't know. She was a cook. They're remembering some of the people. One of the victims was a cook and quite a fine one, and she loved hosting friends and families. Neighbors Stacy Glover told Dallas News that the party had started early in the afternoon and that she had seen people laughing and grilling outside. She had heard the shots around 8 p.m. She opened her door and smelled gunpowder. She heard police who arrived yell "hands up" before more shots rang out. Police have not yet determined a motive for the shooting.
Sad. And that's sad that someone could open their door and distinguish what gunpowder smells like.
Right.
That's sad too.
Yep. So that's one of the tragic
news.
No
guns or no barbecues.
Nope. In other news, a Worcester man was sentenced for attempting to solicit a minor. A Worcester man was sentenced Monday in federal court for attempting to solicit a minor who was actually an undercover agent to engage in illicit sexual conduct. U.S. District Court Judge Timothy Hillman sentenced Timothy Biddy, 38, to 6 years in prison and 5 years of supervised release. Mr. Bibby pled guilty in May to one count of attempted interstate travel to engage in illicit sexual conduct and attempted transfer of obscene images. So this man thought he was talking to a 13-year-old and sent a video of himself masturbating and went to go meet with the 13-year-old, and that's when he was arrested. Now, he got 6 years in jail. That's a long time.
Well, he did one.
He better do more than one. He should do the whole 6.
Yeah.
Is that a proper punishment, or should he be stoned to death? Because to me, he didn't. If he would have actually accomplished some of the stuff that he wanted to do, he's a predator. Should be put to death. But I would put him to death. He would go.
I don't know about putting him to death. I know about taking him off the street. I don't even know if it's if pedophilia is some kind of disconnect from birth or something like that, a birth defect. That I have no idea. I think there needs to be some real intense studies on some of these issues that everybody's just putting the moral stamp on.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's bad. That's immoral. You shouldn't do that. There might be some reason, but nobody's looking for that reason.
You know why no one's looking for the reason? Because there's no cure for the reason. There's no cure for people who are sick in the head and want to sleep with younger kids. Some people, I'm not saying it, they're sick in the head and want to sleep with someone of the same sex.
Yeah.
There's no cure for it. There's no cure for. Not saying that there needs to be a cure for someone who wants to sleep with the same sex. What I'm saying is that a lot of people don't have solutions for some of these issues.
And they're not looking for it.
Well, I think they are looking for pedophilia, for people who are attracted to kids. They're looking for it. They just can't find anything yet.
I think they just I don't know what they do actually. Should this pedophile be punished? He should be punished and taken off the street because he's a predator.
That's only going to last 6 years.
You know?
And then he'll have to register as a sex offender.
That does nothing.
So,
I don't think that really does anything.
This is why I'm saying we should stone him.
You know?
Stone him is a sure shot way to make sure that nothing happens to any other victims.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think stoning people. We'll be stoning people all over the place.
That's what should happen, Truth. We should be stoning people all over the place. I thank you. I agree with that. It's not like they haven't done it before. When they used to do it, everything seemed to work out fine. Why not stone people for doing things like what this man did? Tried to solicit a 13-year-old. I have a 13-year-old, and if I would have found out that someone grown was trying to solicit my daughter, there would be problems. There would be big problems. There would be stonings, real life stonings
Supposed
going.
to be big problems and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think that we gotta. They're all tricky, kind of real life hard situations that you have to make. Because is pedophilia going to stop? No, no.
If you stone them, it's going to stop.
Yeah, but first you gotta wait till they do something before you can stone them.
And hopefully, if they see what happens when you do it, they'll be scared to not do it.
Yeah,
they'll
but
fight a little bit harder to resist those temptations and those urges.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to resist those temptations and those urges now. I don't know how much study's gone into what the pedophile themselves have to go through, or whether it's a birth defect or something.
Right.
I have no idea. I don't think anybody's really, looking. I don't know.
All
but
right.
I think everybody's focused on gay rights and stuff like that. We had Gay Pride Day. Was it yesterday or the day
Yes.
before?
Shout outs to T. Williams. T. Williams put a whole bunch of photos up from that event. There was a lot of people. They marched from. I seen them from downtown at the old courthouse, and they walked down Main Street towards City Hall. That was. It was a lot. Listen, is whether what I believe it or not, there was a lot of people, and there was a lot of peaceful things happening. I ain't mad at that.
I ain't mad at the gay rights. I am. You know what makes me mad too. This doesn't make me mad, but it makes me say, come on, people. The gay rights movement and stuff like this.
Yep.
Powerful now. It's a big political lobby, so it's accepted.
Right.
Totally accepted now. They get away with. They do, but they're not doing anything.
Nope.
All they want to do is be recognized for being different or something like that.
And
I
that's
don't
it.
even know what they want. The African American plight still going on, and the same things are still being vocalized out there, but not addressed by the community itself.
Because they want to be rescued. They don't want to do it themselves. They want to be rescued.
And I said this because I didn't watch the movie, but I was turning off the TV. 'Cause I don't know what I was watching. And I was turning off the TV. Oh, I was watching a video on Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sherlock Holmes. So I tried to turn it back to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And when I turned it back to the TV, the scene from Lethal Weapons was on with the little kids.
Okay.
And when the little boy said, "Don't tell him your name, Ernie, because Mama said police shoot black people."
Yep.
This was 20-something years ago.
Yes.
It's like, we ain't figured this out yet.
Nope, we still don't, because they
figured
still shooting black people.
It 20-something years ago you know about it, and you haven't done anything to really stop it yet, and then you got a gay pride parade where people can just flaunt their open sexuality any way they want to.
And feel safe.
And feel safe.
Yep.
Is there a problem, a disconnect here? I think so. I think there's a total disconnect here. I mean, this went from a comic relief thing,
right, but
to an actual everyday occurrence.
Right, but to be fair, the homosexuality fight and the black fight were fighting two different animals. The homosexuality fight was fighting bigots and people who did not understand, who don't understand open sexuality, which is fine. Black people, they're fighting against police and the core fabric of America. Things such as protesting the flag, that's a core American animal that you're going against. Not just the police.
See, that's what I think we're doing, is just trying to find justification for everything. This was a comic part of the show. Mm-hmm. You know? That Mama said that police shoot black people 20-something years ago.
Right.
During the show, that was the comic part.
Right.
Today it's not comic. So it's like, what did you do? You just took 20 years to really find justification for this and not take care of the problem?
Right.
You know, you just let the problem simmer till it became a huge mountainous problem, and now you can justify it.
Oh, police brutality.
Comic relief here.
Right, but police brutality has been going on even longer than that. 20 years.
Yes, but I'm saying this was just comic relief.
Yeah.
This was a statement in Lethal Weapons show, which they let this fester till it became a big old movement 20-something years later. but they're not moving on it. They're not acting on it.
Nope. There's no legislation being put in place.
The gays can walk around in Wonder Woman suits if they want to.
Yep.
You know, all over the place, and it's perfectly acceptable behavior now.
Yep, it is. And people should be free to do it and dress how they want. That's how it should be. But you should be also be free to be black and not have to worry about everything.
You should be free.
And this is what you're alluding to.
Yeah.
The LGBTQ, when they were not able to do the things that they wanted to do, they went and proposed laws so that they can get married. And proposed laws so that they came together, proposed laws so they can get married, use the same bathroom, whatever it is that they wanted to do. They fought for it in a legal way.
Yeah.
We came out and started yelling, kicking, and screaming that Black Lives Matter, and that's it. That's all we did.
And then okay, we'll use Black Lives Matter, but we'll say women need to have equal pay.
Right.
And then we put a chicken in every pot. We just whatever we want to say.
Right. You know what?
Can walk on
that was stolen. That was stolen from black people, by the way. The whole women's movement.
Yeah.
Because we talking about we didn't want to be shot. We didn't want to be killed. Let's try to want to be treated equally. Then all of a sudden the black people want to be treated equally. We don't want to be treated like second class citizens. Then all of a sudden, oh yeah, let's go for the women too. And then the women just took it and ran with it. Yeah. And now, and then when you go to Charleston, South Carolina, Charleston, Virginia, or Charlottetown, Virginia, it was all white people yelling Black Lives Matter. They done took Black Lives Matter too. It's almost like we don't got nothing to eat. But like I said, the kicking and screaming is only going to get you so far. You have to get people elected that you want in there, and you have to get laws changed. If you want police to be better watched, and be held accountable, you gotta make some changes up there. You're not gonna make the changes up there just by kicking and screaming and crying.
We gotta change the way that policing is done in the United States. That's what you have to do.
Yep.
It's that simple. It's not that difficult. You just have to do it. You can't do it in individual pockets and keep changing the subject matter. You have to stay the course and change it.
Right. And
we go all over the place. And now everybody's all hepped up on the statues and stuff. I think they wanted to change Yawkey Way's name to...
They wanted to change Yawkey Way because they found that historically, Yawkey, whatever his name is, owned slaves. So now they want to change that. I don't care about what they have from the past. I care about me getting beat in the future. That's what I'm caring about. I don't care about what statues anybody wants to have. I don't. Birds poop on statues. I want to make sure I don't get beat. That's it.
And Yawkey, I didn't know anything about Yawkey other than they got data fiber for what's that cancer thing they have, Jimmy Fund, and all these things that come out of Yawkey Way.
Yep. Texas says propaganda.
Yeah, propaganda, big propaganda.
Yep, it is. It's a horrible amounts of propaganda. But it's like we're the ones committing it. And we're letting the media, first we let the media control wherever we go.
Yeah.
Then now we letting white women control wherever we go. And now we're letting everybody else, now just white people as a whole, that they become Black Lives, college students now, control wherever we go.
Yeah.
We got everybody fighting for us but us, and then we wonder why we're not winning anything.
That's it. And then you look at the gay movement, they can walk down the street and Wonder Woman
victorious. They are walking around victorious, having parades and everything, while we still can't get together. Now, I know people are going to say, because this is what was said last week, well, why aren't you doing anything? I'm not the one out there kicking and screaming and protesting.
No. I'm trying to make a better life.
Right.
All the way around. It's like, I'm not sitting still trying to wait somebody to give me the okay to say, oh, it's all right for you to get out of my way. I'm going to do what I need to do.
Exactly. Not only that, this is the thing that really annoys me. We have a platform.
Yeah.
We created a platform. We created this platform, Truth.
Yeah.
You and I both. We created this platform. Anybody from the community could come on this show, share it between the community, and have a voice.
Oh, come on, Voice of the Voices.
Come on, Voice of the Voices, a radio show. 91.3 FM on the airwaves.
Right after this show, down there on Main Street. Come on.
If you have a voice, you are allowed to. We will welcome anybody. We welcome anyone on the show. Do you think the community uses that? No, they don't use it. Well, what they will do though is they'll wait for us to say something they don't like. They'll wait for us to mention Michael Gaffney's name and not call him Satan. And we say, hey, Michael Gaffney did something right. They're ready to pounce and jump on that. But instead of using this for a platform that can actually make a change in their community, they don't want to do it. So, I mean, what do you want me to do?
And voiceless, everybody, I don't know, people maybe they don't know that the door is open. Come on in. You don't need to be invited. You're already invited. It's your show.
Let me just say something really quickly about the Hebrew Israelites, right? Shout out to Yakanan Maccabees, right? You can say what you want about the Hebrew Israelites, but they're out. But I know I do. They're out in the streets.
Yeah.
They're making changes. They're getting more people. They are growing. And they've been on this platform.
There you go.
They've come here. They come to my house. They sat down and they shared it amongst their people. And they still watch Truthit in the AM to this day. That's how community grows. That's how you expand. That's how you get things going. But people, instead of doing that, they just want to wait for something to get said that they don't like, so they can just jump on and attack people. Like, so what if I said that Michael Gaffney did a good job cleaning the park? So what? Why are we getting bent out of shape over Michael Gaffney cleaning something because you personally don't like Michael Gaffney? It's not about liking or disliking someone.
That's what they want to do. It's all personalized.
Right. It's about making a change. You're not going to make a change having all these personal vendettas, not making a change for anything. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. Yeah, and until we change that, I don't understand what else is going to happen.
I can't see anything happen because the individual personalization of issues is a whole bunch. You don't have any cohesion. You just got a bunch of flutter.
Okay, you know what else? What else drives me nuts too? Bill Coleman.
Bill Coleman.
Whether you like Bill or you hate Bill, you can find Bill.
Yeah, he's
Bill's out there. You can find him and you can talk to him and you can say, look, Truthit don't like the way you are running things as a member of the city council. So we're trying to put someone in the city council that'll actually listen to us.
Yeah.
Say what you want. Michael Gaffney's not going to listen to you.
No.
Bill Coleman at least will open his ears and listen to you.
Yeah, he won't listen. Michael Gaffney, Connie Lou,
right?
All them big, they won't listen to you. They only listen. They're listening right now to Tim Murray. I don't know if Gaffney's listening to Tim Murray, but Tim Murray's running Worcester.
Right.
He's running Worcester because he's got the pockets, he got the money coming in and stuff, and everybody knows it. And he's running the what's his name, Augustus and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Tim Murray's still running Worcester.
I thought that was Jim McGovern.
No, Jim McGovern is the state representative.
Yeah, but I heard it was a McGovern crime family or something like that.
He does all the way down to Fall River, I think.
I met him. He's a really nice guy.
He is. I
have
like
no problems with him at all.
None whatsoever. You know, and I think that he lives in Worcester.
Yep.
He's got an office here in Worcester, but I don't think he's really a Worcester. I would say a Worcesterite. I think he's disconnected because his community that he represents is so big and so diverse.
Right.
Worcester is kind of an enigma by itself. You know,
right.
Worcester people are different.
Yeah, that's a kind way of saying it. They're different.
You know, that's what I find. You know, so I think, you know, for him, for the state representative, it's I give him a pass. You know, he could do more, but I give him a pass. But for the city council, you're the city council. You're supposed to know your city, want to make it better for your city, everybody in your city. Not know your city, and I'm going to bring in all these people from all over this place, and we're going to build up this city economically. It's going to be, everybody in the country's going to look at it and go, oh, look how Worcester built up everything, and you threw away everybody that was in Worcester.
Yep.
You don't have no more Worcester people in there. You just got people from all over the globe that settled in there because it's a good way to make money. And it is a good way to make money. I think Worcester has a big future in making money. It's got an airport that's becoming it won't be a Logan airport, but it's becoming an airport that can fly to Logan, can fly to New York, can fly to Washington, can fly all these places. They got an interstate that can connect with all these places like that. So they got bus transportation. I'm sure that they're going to have helicopter services or small airplanes coming out of that place so that they can do this. They got conference centers where you can have big major conferences coming in. They're putting in all kinds of hotels so that they can bring in all these big conference meetings that have thousands of people in here. Lots and lots and lots and lots of money coming into the city. And that's a good thing. They got colleges with high names that's all over the place and everything. They got everything but a hot dog for the poor person. They ain't got nothing for
the poor person. So when it's time for the poor people to say, hey, I want to be represented, and then someone like Bill Coleman, who you might not like him, but at least you can find him and talk to him. No, I don't want to put Bill because Bill campaigned with Michael. So what? Just because you campaigned with someone, he's trying to get votes. Y'all ain't voting. People in the community isn't voting. So he has to get votes. He has to get in there somehow. I mean, all these poor excuses, man. Oh, it's so annoying.
It's primary day today, folks. Get out there and get Bill in.
District 1 and District 5 will head to the polls for the preliminary election today. In District 1, where incumbent City Councilor Tony J. Economou is not running, a field of 4 candidates will be paired into 2. On the ballot are Edward Moynihan, William Coleman, Gerardo Ciano, and Sean Rose. In District 5, where incumbent City Councilor Gary Rosen has opted for a run at an at-large seat, which I don't understand. Why would you go for at-large when you are a district councilor, I guess?
I don't. Because the city's changing, I guess.
I guess.
Maybe the city used to be locked up in little ethnic communities. Had a lot of, you still got little ethnic communities all over the place with lots of numbers, but other people live in them now.
Right.
So maybe he decided that he can run at large because maybe he would have lost his district.
Yeah. So they have Gary Rosen. He's opted for an at-large seat. The 4 candidates running in his place are Douglas Arbiter, Matthew Wally, Paul Franco, and Benjamin Champagne.
Never even heard of.
None of them I've never heard of. I think I might have heard Matthew Wally's name before.
Yeah, Wally's.
But I might have seen a sign or two, but I never heard of none of these people. But you know what? District 1 is not my district.
My district? I didn't even know it was primary day.
Oh, so are you going to go vote?
Yeah.
All right, let me.
Later on today.
Yeah, I'm going to look and make sure that I'm not in District 1. I think I'm in District, not 4. But I need to definitely make sure. This is a shame. I just know when it's vote day, I go down and vote. So let me go look and make sure that it's District 1 so I can go vote for Bill Coleman.
For Bill.
William S. Coleman III. And that is who I am voting for.
Yeah.
And y'all should vote for him too. You want someone, at the very least, even though he said some stuff that pissed people off, at least he showed up. At least he's been to a Men of Color think tank meeting. Whether you like him or not, he's actually been to them before. Christian King has been to one before. That's more than I can say. You imagine Michael Gaffney coming to one. Never happened.
He can't come.
Right. He can't come. So, yeah.
He can't come. And I don't know, I got an old leadership type of principle and stuff like that. And sometimes if I was in a meeting, I just invoke it. I find somebody to piss off and get it out the way. Because somebody going to get mad eventually, so I might as well start the meeting by getting somebody mad and get it out the way. Done. Yep. Let's get on with the business. So I'm not opposed to people getting mad inside of a meeting. And that Bill Coleman does sometimes bring out the irritation in people, kind of like, a little rash or something. So I don't know, but that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. If you come into a meeting and you can't hold yourself because somebody says something about you, then you're only there in that meeting to be seen.
Yep.
That's all. So if you just want to be seen, put on a red dress.
Yeah.
You get noticed.
Right. You get noticed by someone. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know, Troop. We'll probably talk to some of them. They'll probably text in during Voice of the Voiceless, and then I can tell them how I really feel completely, and because I'm tired.
I'm not tired because I'm leaving. I'm going to Utah. Not only am I going to Utah, but I plan on doing some stuff in Utah that I hope to be really big in. But the thing right up here in Worcester and stuff like this, people don't let them take away all the things that you want. Simply and sell it for so that at a cheap price to say, well, at least I went to a meeting with these people over here. We sat down and we called everybody names.
Yep.
You know, it's like, okay, that was fun, but then they took away everything you got.
Right.
You have nothing, and they brought in and not only do you have nothing, they're gonna want you to come in there and work for them for nothing.
Yep.
That's the sad part. They're gonna want you to come in there and work and not make enough money to go buy lunch.
Nope.
Never mind pay rent living there. You can't live there.
Right.
It's too expensive. You can't even eat there. It's too expensive.
Yep.
But they'll want you to come in there and clean up their hallways and clean up their rooms and do all this stuff, which is fine. But you know, that's sad. Don't sell yourself that cheap. You people, you're better than that.
Very much more better than that too.
Yeah.
And I am looking, and I believe I am definitely in District 1. So I will be going down to vote today.
Yeah.
After Voice of the Voiceless, you can catch me voting for Bill Coleman.
I'll be voting this evening for Bill Coleman.
Yep.
Big Bill.
See if he makes it in. But Bill, you're going to be held accountable. Don't make me make this mistake.
That's it. You get in there, you're gonna have to pay. Now you've been trying to get in. You get in, you're gonna be held accountable.
Yep.
You're gonna have to produce. I won't hear no kind of excuse. This is the first time I'm running and stuff. So you know when the first time you run, you have to sit back and know the game. You don't have to know nothing. You don't work for those people that sit on that board with you.
Yep.
You work for the people who put you in. Get to work. You know. I never understood that where you have to learn the ropes first. No, you don't have to learn the ropes.
And
you have to do the job.
Right, and he's been at so many city council meetings.
Yeah, he go to
like
work.
that. He knows how city council runs. So
Yeah, I think he'd be a good advocate for the people that's out there because he's going to bring it.
Yep.
But he's not just going to bring it for the people in the lower social economic strata. He's going to bring it for the people of Worcester, whether they live up on the hill or down in the valley. He'll bring whatever it is that the people want him to bring. I'm sure of that, you know.
Yep.
I'm sure. But if you don't let him bring it, then he won't bring it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He won't.
No, and Gaffney just wants to be leaving a legacy or something. Not even leaving, he wants to build a legacy or something. I don't know what his game is, but his game isn't about the people.
I don't know how
He started out about the people.
I don't know how he's planning on beating Joe Petty this year, and I have not seen any campaigning. I mean, I know he's been out there. I've seen him standing out there with his wife, Corinne Gaffney, but I really haven't seen or heard much. There hasn't been any debates. Maybe they're just waiting to heat up late.
After the primary, probably they'll just.
Yep, that's what really kicked in.
They're all saying, well, no one can beat me anyway. You know.
But he just got beat.
Yeah, be like the Connie Luke syndrome. Well, vote me out. Oh, you can't vote me out.
Right. I wonder if he loses, does he keep his at-large seat? He must.
He must. I think he got some. He's a smart man, I suppose. I guess. I don't think his tactics are all that smart. I think he should have not been out there digging in the dirt. He could have got jobs for kids to dig in the dirt and go out there and let people see that he's really got the interest of the people at heart.
I hope so.
But you know, he didn't do that. I didn't see anybody do that. Tell you the truth.
Right.
I didn't see. I see a lot of people, regular citizens, doing a lot more than the city council's doing out there, and they're doing it out the kindness of their heart, without the city council. And it's like, you know, I'm really amazed by the people that really put their own self out there to do something good, their own time, their own money, their own sweat and blood. They do that to do something, and the city council sits back and doesn't do much of anything. We got a homeless problem that keeps growing in Worcester.
Yep, we do. Prostitution.
Yep. Everything. It just keeps expanding. You know, it's not going to go away just because you're going to think that, okay, we got a new city council now. It's a new city council year, and all you homeless people, you have to go away. Okay, I'll cross the street against the light.
Very, very true. All right, Troop. In the last story that we're going to cover before the end of the show, because we're going to have to get on down pretty soon to Main Street for a voice of the voices.
And let all the people in.
Yeah, and let all the people remember. Once again, if you want to come on Voice of the Voices, all you have to do is reach me or reach Trooper Joe or talk to us before before you want to come home, and we can set up a time where you can come on. But let it be known, we are open for anybody to come in. Anybody allowed.
Or you can just walk in off the street if you want to.
Yeah, well, we'll have to check you first, make sure.
Well, come on in.
All right, well, Troop said you can come on in.
As you don't come in there and and bring a whole lot of cussing and swearing, because then we can't let you on the show.
Right.
When you come in, and just bring your opinion. If you want to say something, bring it.
And just know that Trooper Joe is proficient in hand-to-hand combat. So don't come in there with no craziness.
No,
you might get some hands put on you.
I can't hurt you.
I'll try.
I won't hurt you.
You get this big old boy on you.
If you want to come in and have a whole show about a topic that you real near and dear to your heart, just let us know what it is so that we can ask the questions.
Have the questions ready.
Best making your program go the way you like it to go, not the way we want it to go, but the way you like it to go. But you have to remember too, the voice of the voiceless. We don't cater to anyone.
So nothing's off the table. Talk about what you want, but we might have our own opinions that might differ from yours. So if we call you stupid, don't be offended.
Yeah, don't get upset.
No, we ain't gonna call you stupid. All right, Trippin', the last show before we end, the last subject before we end, I must read my favorite city, Chicago. Shot and killed so far this year. Let's look it up. Total shot, 2,664 shootings in Chicago. Total people killed out of those 2,264, 457 people have been killed by guns. Shot and wounded is 2,207. So unless they are on pace for reaching the 700 that they got last year. The reason why I'm talking about Chicago is, nope, not that story. I gotta find the story. A woman in Chicago was a teenager, a young woman, was found locked.
Oh yeah, the refrigerator.
In a refrigerator.
Yeah, that was wrong. Talk about that. Yeah.
There's not a lot of details now, but on Facebook right before this happened, allegedly, she was recording a video of herself and her friends in the same hotel room, laughing and joking, and there were some people making threats. There were some red flags there, but now the woman is dead. What are your thoughts on, I think her name is Kenesha Jenkins.
Yeah, something, I don't even know what her name was, and that's a sad thing to do. But here's my thoughts on this. Shame on everybody that was there. The clerks, shame on you. The woman was walking around the hotel drunk. She was there in the thing. And the police, this is one reason why we have to change the way the policing is done in this country. The mama went down into the place and she almost got arrested for disturbing the peace.
Right.
She down in the hotel looking for her little girl.
Yep.
Yeah, the police that ain't doing anything to help out.
Yep.
You know? Not the police, not the administration of the hotel. Nobody was doing anything. They were just giving it sweet little talks and stuff. And they get mad at the mother for this. And then find the girl dead inside a freezer. This little girl should not be dead.
Nope.
If the police and the administration of the hotel had not wasted time on trying to call the mother names and stuff like that and done their job, then more than likely this little girl would not have ended up in the freezer. That's just an example of usurpation, not usurpation, but power gone wrong. You know?
Yep.
That was an abuse of power right there.
Yep.
And somebody died. and that's wrong. I hope that you know the police department down there. It's time, folks. It's really time for the police departments to be regulated by the people that they serve,
Right.
not by the administrations that don't know anything about what goes on in there and put the little nice words on and stick little gold pins and buttons all over the people and give
Yep.
them Batman belts and stuff. No. And it ain't about protecting the police first.
Mm-hmm.
That's your job.
Yep.
If you do your job, there's not going to be that much violence for you to be protected from.
So the mother believes that Kanika Jenkins was killed.
Was killed, yeah.
There's a video of her where she was walking around in the hotel drunk,
Yeah.
and they think that she may have put herself in the freezer.
She could have.
She could have. One of the things is that they said that there's a button in the freezer so you can open it from the inside if you get accidentally locked in.
Yeah.
But they said the button was shown to malfunction a couple times. Don't know if that's what really happened or if that's what really the case was, but it's just sad to see her stumble and walk around and nobody helped. Well, I mean, in this culture, in this day and age, if you see someone drunk walking around and you try to help them,
Right.
you can get in trouble.
You can. That's what's wrong. And like I said, my whole complaint about the thing, the mama came down to the hotel. They want to get on the mama.
Mm-hmm.
They want to waste all this time, you know, trying to do things to the mother. Like, do your job. Your job was she's downstairs. She's distraught. She's upset. She's at wit's end. She's panicking because her little girl don't know where she is and stuff. Got this call. Do something. You did nothing but want to lock the mother up.
Right.
What's up with that? That's not policing.
Nope.
That's brutality.
So they're still trying to find out what's going on in this case.
Oh,
they're
we
still
good at
investigating
that.
it. Yep.
We good at coming in after everything's over and putting the final sweep, like when you mop the floor with the wax.
Yep.
You ever see the last person mopping the floor?
Yep.
He the supervisor.
Right.
That's what we great at. We great at letting everybody else do all the work and coming in and taking the credit. But in this case, you didn't do any work.
Nope.
So now you're going to try to take credit. We're going to investigate this and find out just what went on. Yeah, you already know what went on. You didn't do any work. You're going to try to justify the fact that you didn't do any work. Tell the truth. That's what you're that's what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you might as well make the truth. You guys messed up. You didn't do your job.
Right.
Because your job's not well defined anymore. Throughout the whole country, the police department job's not well defined.
And if you want to make changes, people, you're going to have to create some legislation.
Exactly.
You're going to have to look at the examples made by the LGBTQIA
Yeah.
and get people in power, get people in office, and get people that represent you who are willing to fight for your justice that you're seeking.
That's it. You need allies. You need legislation. You need to have all those things in place. But you have to stay the course. You have
Right.
to do the work.
Yep.
You just can't wait for someone else to do the work. That's all that's happening right now. People are just waiting for somebody else to give it to you.
Come save me.
Yeah, that's why it's not working. And we got plenty of examples out there where this stuff works. I don't know the lady's name, but isn't this the almost the anniversary of the 19th Amendment when the women got the right to vote? Started with one woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
Started with one woman from New York. One, that's all. And her whole thing was at least people know that I wanted women to vote. One woman. She got it 19th Amendment. You can do it in this country, and that's the beauty of it. In this country, you can do it. In
Right.
other countries, you can't do this. You can't even think about this in other countries.
Nope.
You know, go to Russia. They're democracy and try to do some of this. Okay. There's a nice place called Siberia you'll be hanging out.
Yep.
Cold. Yeah.
So if you want change, you're gonna have to look for that change yourself. Stop waiting for someone else to come in and make the change for
Yeah,
you.
and-
Stop waiting for someone to magically appear that's going to fight for all the rights that you want fought for.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do some things yourself. It's time.
Stop just seeking out all the negatives and stuff. Put your heads together, because I know you're not stupid. You know, and put some positive stuff down on there, what you want. This is what I want.
Yep.
And stay the course. Not this is what I want today, and in about a half hour I'm gonna want this. And could somebody give me this over here? And do they come with fries? You know, it's like that's what you see. You think you're in a restaurant or something like that, and everybody gets to sit at the table, and everybody gets to choose from the menu on what they want, and that won't work. You'll get in a restaurant, it'll work, and everybody will get served. But it doesn't work in the world, the politics and change and stuff. That doesn't work.
Yep.
You need allies. You need to have those type of a solid base platform that you're going to work. You need to have that. And if you don't want to have it, you can continue on down the road, because I keep hearing on the radio there's a course where you can take to learn how to manufacture and produce and sell medical marijuana.
Yes.
Which I thought manufacturing and producing marijuana used to be against the law. You should get 10 years. Now you go to school for it. Get a certificate.
Yep.
So there's hope for you. You can either do something really positive for that, or you can go throw your money out the bed by learning how to grow marijuana, which is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it is.
Well, we ain't talking about that.
No. So here's the. We'll talk more about this on Voices of Voices, but I want to name the 7 things that people know about Kenneka Jenkins, whose body was found in a hotel freezer now. But as of right now, they're not ruling it as a homicide. No. They do believe that she walked into the freezer on her own, and that there was an exit button, even though Kenneka Jenkins' friends' story changed over and over and over again, which is leading some to believe that there is foul play in some way. I don't know, but all I know is stories like these keep coming out of Chicago. The 6 young people that kidnapped that white guy, that was last year. Yeah. There's just so many crazy things. And
now spread to Dallas.
Oh Lord, yeah, with the shooting of the 8 people at the party. This is a crazy world we live in.
Like I said, my biggest beef on that whole thing, old mama came down there.
Yep.
And what they want to do, they want to arrest mama. It's like, come on, folks.
Well,
that's wrong.
It is wrong, but I understand that they need to wait because they're trying to figure out what happened. So they don't want no clues messed up. You know, all the mother wants to do is just see her daughter. That's it. She don't care about an investigation at that point. She don't care that they have to preserve the crime scene or anything like that.
She wanted them to look for her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the administration in the hotel and stuff, like, they weren't doing it. The police come in, want to arrest her. They're not doing anything. Nobody's taking in any kind of consideration or any kind of thought about this woman.
Yep.
You know, and her daughter.
Yep.
That was wrong. That was wrong. And that for me, that's why the policing needs to be changed and not just painted with some whitewash or something. You need to change the policing, the way we police in this country. Needs to be changed. Yeah, sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't, and that's not acceptable.
Yep.
Sometimes is not acceptable. The policing should work the way that it should be set up so that it protects and serves the people of the United States as it used to be and as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it should. They should not be. They're not judges. They're not soldiers. They're none of those things. They're not lawyers. They're not any of those things. They're police.
Right.
And they should be doing police. They're not working for construction companies on the road.
Nope.
Which it seems to be. I see more police
doing
talking,
that, yep.
and they're not even working, they're talking. There's so many of them in
the
the
construction workers, yep.
Yeah, they're talking to the police themselves. There's like 3 or 4 police all standing in a circle talking. It's like, what are y'all doing there, having lunch?
Right. All right, Troop. That's all we have for today. We're going to be headed to 91.3 FM WCUW, Voice of the Voiceless. Hope to catch you guys there, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you.
Yes, we did.
We will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Troop will be back, of course, on Friday.
Yeah.
And
I'll
that's
be
it.
on Archangel tomorrow. I'll return to Chivalry from
3 to 4 on blogtalkradio.com/Archangel, a return to chivalry.
And
You do not want to miss that show. What are we going to be talking about?
We're going to talk about failure.
All right, failure and how you accept it. Sometimes I feel like a failure, Troop. So
Ain't nothing wrong with failure, but that's what we're going to talk about is the power of failure. Without it, there is no success.
all right, well, that's all we got. I'll holler.
All right, y'all have that fun.